will get to help develop policy that will affect people in the future. You will get to have a say about things that are happening now in ACT hospitals. You'll get to discuss new improvements for hospitals or the way new hospitals are to be built. If you want to have a say in the ground level, then this is the job for you.
I think consumer representation is important because we have to realize we've made a lot of progress over the last couple of decades in terms of mental health and acceptance of people with mental illness, but there's still a long way to go. There's still a lot of discrimination and prejudice in society, and we in the community who have lived experience of mental health issues feel that in a number of ways. It could be access to housing, access to proper treatments. It could be social exclusion, and it could be that we generally have to address that there's a long way to go to get to being equal citizens, I think.
So consumer representation is not just about advocating for me and my needs, it's about advocating for things that affect lots of different people. And it's important because we can change things that are hurting us, we can change things that aren't happening for us that we need to have happen, and we can have our voice heard as policy is developed, as legislation is developed, and to make sure that the systems that are around us actually support us.
So across ACT Health we like to include consumer and carer representation in much of the work that we do. It's really important that the people who use our services and their families have a good visibility of what we do and are able to influence how we provide those services.
I think first and foremost they have a lived experience of mental health, so they're able to provide a perspective that otherwise we wouldn't probably hear. They also provides, I think in a positive way, helps with destigmatisation around mental illness, because having someone who's had a lived experience of mental illness positively involved in the development of services, I think is an important thing.
Consumers are actually saying, firstly, nothing about us without us. This is about us. But it's also taking action and taking responsibility to change things. And it's easy to sit and complain. Services of all sorts have inadequacies and problems, but by standing up and saying, I'm going to make a difference and I'm going to offer my lived experience, my misery, my hope, the great stuff in life, I'm making a contribution.
Having representation means that we need to be able to get legislation that governs us that is the best possible legislation we can get. And by doing that, it means that we have to be trained, we have to be able to voice, and we have to be accepted, and we have to act in a manner whereby people will take us seriously. So that is the importance of having consumer representation training.
You enrol to do the advocacy and representational training, which the network runs, and on completion of both units, you can then nominate to become a representative.
The consumer representation course is designed to give people a bit of background about the consumer movement, and in addition then look at how do consumer representatives fit within ACT Health and what to expect at committee meetings, how to effectively represent the voice of the consumers in that context.
And quite often what I like doing too is I've had the opportunity in being a rep and doing all stuff in the consumer movement, not to open doors for myself, but to open doors for other people. I really like being able to do that.